Hello, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the show. This is Jenga Njeru. Now, today we have the Matchmaker show, and you understand the protocol here that any other time we have a man on board, that man must be looking for a woman. In the same way, when we have a woman on board, that woman is definitely looking for a man. But because today we have a man, I will tell you the kind of woman he is looking for. And I gave a disclaimer on Facebook that our guest on today's show is a policeman. He is a 46-year-old single man serving as a policeman in Nyali, Mombasa County. Now, I'm just coming from Thika. I had a conversation with him. We were supposed to premiere this video sometimes back. Then we postponed it to this weekend because I'm supposed to be in Mombasa this weekend. And because of what happened yesterday, I don't know whether you saw what happened. There was a policeman who was reading comments of angry Kenyans on TikTok. And ukienda page ya DCI pale Facebook ni kama wakamshika na ni kama pengine maybe he will lose his job, you can never tell. So ni kama our guest ameogopa. He wanted to bring himself on the show, he wanted to come on the show, and hata anaweza kuja na badala ya kukuja na uniform. Unajua, that is another docket altogether. We have to observe the discipline. So anaogopa kwa sababu mwenzake ni kama atapoteza kazi. The owner of that TikTok channel alikuwa na that TikTok account alikuwa anasoma comments za angry Kenyans wakidea policemen that tutaenda maandamano iende aje, come rain come sunshine, we must demonstrate. So yeye alikuwa anasoma na maybe wakubwa wake waliona ni kama anasabotage serikali yenye anaserve. So, as a person who is in the disciplined forces, as a person who is in the docket of the police, maybe you never can tell whether he can lose his job or whether he can be summoned by his bosses. So, ameniambia tufanye hii video anonymously, but I will be going to Mombasa this weekend. I am going to meet him. In fact, I'll be in Mombasa tomorrow, so I am sure I will meet him. Anything you want to validate, anything you want to verify, you will get it. Sawa sawa. I know him from somewhere, and we have been in a conversation. I know that he is single, so I'll be sharing his story on this video. When you hear that somebody is a policeman or a policewoman, there are so many levels of police. Sawa sawa. We have the corporal, we have the sergeant, we have the senior sergeant, the inspector, the chief of police. You know, we have so many of them. All these dockets zinaserve nini mingi. Kuna constable, sijui kuna inspector, kuna administration police wenye mnaita AP, kuna police wa traffic, kuna wengi sana. And so what happens, every police officer from the lowest level anaendaga kipandishwa level depending on the rank and other factors within the police service. And our guest on today's show happens to be serving as an administration police. Ni hao mnaitanga AP. Sawa sawa. Polisi wote hawakwangi kwa rank moja. They are not on the same level. They are not ranked the same. They are not leveled in just the same way. So he's an administration police. He is 46 years old. He has a very interesting story because you listen to the reason and to why he was single and you're like, goodness, I don't think this happens these days. But again, wonders shall never end, and such is life. So what happened, I asked him a question that features prominently on this show. You know the question? Why is a 46-year-old man single? Why are you single at 46? I asked him. He said he was actually married, and the reason for the divorce was not that they did not agree. The reason was not that hawakuelewana, si ati walikosana, hawajawahi kosana. What happened is that ni jamii iliingilia. Unaona familia, because he comes from Kirinyaga County. He comes from Kirinyaga. His name is Chris. He will give you the other names. Sawa sawa. He will give you the other names. I don't want to mention all the names because pia naogopa asikuwe summoned, especially that we have mentioned he serves in Nyali, and maybe he can be summoned. So what happens is that hawakuwa wamekosana. Two kids, akona watoto wawili na wako high school, a boy and a girl. So what happened is that when he was done with college, wakati alienda training akamaliza, alienda akarudi, akaanza kuishi Nairobi because he was first posted in Nairobi around, I don't know, Jogoo Road or something. That's where they were posted. Then akapatanga madam, akaoa huyu madam na akapeleka yeye nyumbani. Unaona venye kuna watu hukawia. na hapo kitambo ni kama hapo awali watu walikuwa na kawia before upeleke mtu nyumbani. Kapata mtoto wa kwanza, they were not yet married. Akapata mtoto wa kwanza hata almost immediately the following year akapata mwingine, so a boy and a girl almost. Kwanza mmoja kwa form 3, huyo mwingine ako form 4, because they have a difference of 1 year. They have a difference of just 1 year apart. Mmoja kwa form 3, huyo mwingine ako form 2. So what happened, wakati alipeleka nyumbani wakakaa, ikafika wakati msichana atapelekwa wapi? Wataenda kwa kina msichana. So after a few years wataenda kwa msichana. Wakati walienda kwa msichana, to their surprise, they were relatives. Do you understand? They were relatives, and they came from the same clan. They came from the same from distant villages, but from the same clan. Na familia ikakataza. Wazee wakasema familia kama hiyo haiwezi endelea. If it continues, it is a taboo. Na so kama mumepata watoto pamoja, nothing can happen to the children. The children cannot be eliminated. The children can just be there knowing this is daddy, this is mommy, but the marriage is just dead on arrival. Na hata mahali haikupelekwa, kulitolewa sijui watu ambao mnaelewa traditions za Wakikuyu, there are tribes in this country that don't marry their own. For example, you cannot marry cousins, you cannot marry sisters. That is incest. So, and it is not acceptable in most African traditions. So it is not acceptable. And the elders in their village said, you know what, you are very close, your blood is related, and you cannot get married. And that is exactly why that marriage ended. Ananiambia it is a taboo for him to go back with the wife. They understand the consequences. I've heard people who say that if you don't know, maybe nothing will happen. But after umeambiwa na kuna hiyo mbuzi imechinjwa, if you get children after that, if you happen to get into intimacy, something very wrong can happen. I am not arguing with the African traditional societies. Wanasema mwacha mila ni mtumwa. Na sasa huyu mzee anaelewa mambo ya jamii, anaelewa mambo ya elders, anaelewa haya mambo yote, na kwa hivyo wakasema the marriage was called quits. They co-parent. Mama ndiye anaishi na watoto, yeye anatumanga usaidizi mahali ataweza. But that marriage, in fact, he was encouraging the wife to move on, because it is not easy to move on, especially wakati watu wamependana, watu hawakosani, watu wana rhyme, just to find out that they are relatives. You see, kwanza wife yake alikuwa first cousin, lakini ni vile hawakuwa wanajua. So because hawakuwa wanajua, nothing could happen. The children are normal, they are doing fine, they are even doing very well in school, lakini hakuna vile ndoa ya mama yao na baba yao itaendelea, kwa sababu they are related. It is incest and unacceptable in African traditional societies. Again, it is not acceptable, and it will lead to very dire consequences. It's actually a taboo, na yeye akaheshimu hivyo. That's why ndio hata aondokee huko, afanye nini, alikuwa anajaribu akatafuta transfer. That's why he's in Nyali, anaishi huko. You could be asking yourself, have he not seen a good woman in Mombasa? Ameserve miaka 4 Mombasa, mbona hajapata mtu mzuri Mombasa? These are questions you can ask him. Again, it is very difficult sometimes. Unaona, there are people who appreciate the fact that inakuanga ngumu sometimes if you don't have a pool where you can maybe select. You don't know whether this is a married woman, this is somebody's babe, you don't know. Maybe unaweza ogopa, and maybe he was also taking his time to heal. Otherwise, right now he is very single and searching. He is 46, turning 47 this October. Chris is a police administration police, yani wale mnaita AP. Anaserve pale Nyali na anaishi hizo area za Mombasa. Na pia kama utakuwa interested, I will be meeting him, and then maybe if you'd be interested maybe to make some private calls. He told me to share his email because he don't want his number to be traced by his bosses. Unaona, hataki mabosses wake. Kuna kuanga na sheria mingi sana in the police unit, and sometimes you can do a slight mistake, and that mistake can compromise your job. That mistake can cost you a job. For example, nimewapea ile instance ya jana kulikuwa Monday ya maandamano, na Wednesday ya maandamano, na uliona polisi mwenye alikuwa anasoma hizo comments, the angry Kenyans wanajaribu kudare the police, na ni kama bado ako side yao. wakubwa wake wakasema anafanya makosa. It is even published on the official page of the DCI on Facebook, the Directorate of Criminal Investigation. So aliambiwa makosa yake ni criminal. So guys, if you are interested, Chris is there. That is the only reason. He's a good man. He doesn't drink, he doesn't smoke. In fact, he says he's an ardent PCA Christian follower. Yeye ni mtu wa PCA, hakunywi pombe, havuti sigara, yeye si mtu wa nini. Na anasema pia, and this is the juicy part, anasema if you want to know whatever he has argued in his story is true, then he will give you contact of the relatives, then you can call the relatives ujue. Sawa sawa, ujue. He can even give you the number of his ex-wife, ujue. Now wame agree, they have a mutual agreement with the wife that they are parting ways. They parted ways in fact, and mtu ako free ku move on. Na hata mtu mwingine akimove on, kama atafanya harusi, mwenzake ata-attend bid goodbye, because if they dare anything including intimacy, leave alone having children together, if they dare anything, alikuwa ananiambia according to the hiyo mbuzi yenye walichinja, it is very dangerous for him to engage into intimacy with that woman, having known that they are relatives. In the same way, it is very dangerous for the woman to engage in intimacy with him because already they know. Lakini wakati hawakuwa wanajua, hakuna mbuzi ilikuwa imechinjwa, na hawataki hiyo tabu iwafuate. Kwa hivyo wamefunguana na wamesema just because you are a good man doesn't mean that we will move together, because again we are related, we didn't know. So hakuna mtu tumekosea, because si ati tulikuwa tunajua tukaignore. Tunaelewana. And so we are wishing them the very well. I'm wishing the form. Hata nimekuwa introduced kwa Joy ni huyo madamu wake, and I wish her well. And yeye anasema juu hayuko kwa police unit, yeye anaweza taka kukuja, yeye ajiseme, akipata ni sawa. And we are wishing them the very best. So guys, don't forget, I will post the email of Chris on my Facebook stories at Jenga Njeru. So I will post it there. You can contact him, and then you can also ask for his number privately. Anataka namba yake isipeanwe online, ndio watu au mapolisi wasimtrace au wadosi wake wasimtrace. Lakini ukitaka you will just email him, he will send you the number. You email him, unakutumia namba, munapigiana simu, maybe WhatsApp, simu ya kawaida. Yeah. And he is very committed. He is looking for a woman who is 38 and above, slightly 35, 38 and above kwenda juu, lakini asimzidi umri. Hata yeye akikuwa na watoto hana shida, because he had kids, na hao watoto umesikia sasa wanakaa na mama yao. Na ana prefer sana sana mtu mwenye anafanya kazi, kwa sababu unaona hiyo kazi ya polisi ndio anasaidia nayo watoto wake. Hao wawili wenye wako high school ndio anasaidia nayo. So wewe ukikuja na watoto pia, anaona itakuwa ni vizuri pia wewe uko unafanya kitu, because if you have kids there is also a possibility that you are doing something, because si hata wanakula, wanasoma, maisha yao inaendelea. If you are doing something, it's an added advantage, and it will not be a burden, but he will take care of the family, he will take care of everything, and we wish him the very best. And I asked him that akipata huyo mtu amlete pia tumuone, because akiwa amepata hiyo haina shida, sio iko sawa. So we wish Chris the very best, and I'm going to meet him mostly this weekend, and I'm wishing him the very best of luck. And guys, this is a special request. If you have not subscribed to my channel, we are on the road to 10,000 subscribers. You can confirm, it is free to do that. Please let us hit 10,000 subscribers. Sawa. And I'm going to the coast, na nawaletea watu kutoka. Kuna watu wengine wananiita huko, wananiambia hey, umetusahau nini. Yeah, so if you're there and you want us to feature your story, just get in touch. Are we together? So God bless you. See you in the next video. Don't forget to like. Kama umewatch video hadi saa hii, ukumbuke kulike. Ukilike inasaidia kupea YouTube recommendations kwa mtu mwingine, and then somebody can watch our video. For those of you who can, you can share our videos and you will be blessed. God bless you. See you next time. This is Jenga Njeru. Bye.